Hello, Las Vegas Realtor members. Welcome to our candidate interviews for this year's election for the 2025 LVR Board of Directors. My name is Lisa Waldeck, and I have the pleasure of serving on the LVR Election Committee. And I'm here today with Nancy Anderson, who is a candidate for the treasurer position. We're going to discuss some important questions to help our Realtor members get to know this year's candidates. Nancy, thank you for joining me this morning. Well, let's get started with our first question.
Well, thank you, Lisa, for having me and for interviewing me. I'm so happy it was you.
I know, I'm excited. I was excited too.
So was I.
So first question, taking on an officer director position in GLVAR requires a major commitment of time and energy, as you already know. Attendance at events like committee meetings, board meetings, professional standards hearings, and many others are required. Additionally, you may be invited to visit other events in the community as well. Tell us what you have done to prepare for this personally and with regard to operating a successful business.
Interesting question. Since I am your 2024 treasurer and I will be your 2025 treasurer, I have already done the commitment, and it has been a big commitment. And has it affected my business? No, not actually. My business is running rather smoothly, thank goodness, because I do have a partner. And I love being the treasurer because I love numbers. And I was on finance and investment prior to being your treasurer this year. And then I thought, let me run one more year. And so I am. And it's just, I'm really excited about it.
Well, you're very prepared for the position. You've done it, like you said, this past year. You've been very wonderful at, this year for 2024. So 2025 should just be a breeze for you then.
Well, I think it'll be a lot easier. There was a lot, being on finance and investment, I thought I really understood the position. But when I got into it, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much there is to learn about being the treasurer.
No, thank you very much for answering that. And I'm really glad that you're very prepared for 2025.
Yes, I hope I am anyway.
Our next question is, can you tell us in your words how you think the LVR board and the MLS board work together as a team? And what role do you think the MLS plays in the leadership of LVR?
First of all, let's just say MLS is really important because that drives the information out. And it lets everyone know what's in the marketplace at this point. Now that we're not going to have commissions on it, it's going to be a little bit different avenue. But you have to remember that the MLS is a subsidiary of GLVAR/LVR. And the reason being is because it makes a profit, and we're what is considered LVR or GLVR/LVR is considered not for profit, not a nonprofit, but not for profit. Consequently, we had to separate them. So we created a board for them, and we have a board, but we're still the overseer. And that will continue to be so, hopefully in the future as well. And we'll just see. But it's still member-driven. You've got to remember, everyone is a member. And we own our own MLS, which is rather unusual because the association does, in essence, own it.
No, and thank you for that clarification. I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand the difference in how it actually melds together. So Thank you for that.
And people will say I'm wrong, but it's not because I read the original separation paperwork.
No,
so that's basically it, which is good. It doesn't mean it's bad. It just means, and it does allow them to make decisions, but they must come to the board for the final decisions. And we do make the final decisions.
No, I think that's wonderful. Great explanation. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Next question. In your opinion, in order for GLVAR/LVR to continue to grow, what one or two issues must be addressed by the leadership team over the next 3 years?
Well, one or two issues, that's tough because we're not sure how the market's going to go. We're very fortunate. For some reason, we have not lost the membership as like other associations have across the United States. We've sort of held really stable in that aspect. And we want to continue to give to our members things that will make it more beneficial for them. And as you know, and it's happening today too, we're having a class on the new forms, the changes on the forms, trying to tell our members, don't panic. It's just a slightly different way of doing business.
No, you're
so
right.
So that's an important way.
No,
yes,
I think that's right. And I think just the information that's being shared by LVR to the members is very valuable, like you said.
Well, and I have to thank the committees and the PAGs that worked and the forms committee that worked in those forms. I have to tell you, can't tell you how many revisions because something would come down from national and we'd have to do a slight change, or something was happening and forms that were being used in another state and they were getting, in trouble. And so we've really tried to make them as smooth as possible and make it easy for our members.
No, and it shows just by the attendance that I'm seeing at all of these different open meetings. So
yes, and I'm really pleased to see that as well.
Yeah. One final question for you. If you could change one thing about GLVAR/LVR right now, what would it be?
Boy, that is a tough question. What would I change?
We save the best for last.
Oh, yes, exactly. That's tough because I think we're going in the right direction. I want our members to be more involved, and we're trying to do that. And I do have to thank our executive team, our president this year, Mary Perry, and Josh Campa, who are our incoming president, as well as everyone else on the board. And I could name them all, but we have really tried to work to make sure that our members get more of what they need. And one of the things that we have to do, and this is kind of important, and I'll come in put my little treasurer hat on and say, it's important to understand this is a business, it's a corporation, and it's a big corporation. We're over 50 million in assets. That's a doggone big corporation.
Yeah.
And we're one of the largest trade organizations here in Nevada. So you have to be aware that we give a lot to our members, but we also have to have reserves to protect this association as well. And I thank our CEO because she has been awesome. I've been a member since 2000, basically. Prior to that, I was the renegade. I stayed on the commercial side and didn't join the association. And I have found over the years the things and the changes, and we're running this like it should be run.
No, and I think the one thing that you touched on that was very important was member involvement.
Right.
And just getting the members involved. They don't know what they don't know. And being down here and being part of all of the committees and being part of all of the things that that LVR offers is really huge.
Yes, and I don't think they realize what they get for basically for their due fees. I don't want to say free because nothing is free.
Correct.
But for their dues, and they pay very minimal dues, considering what we've seen what I have seen since going to national meetings and being a national board director member this year, our dues are low. Yeah. We're very fortunate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Nancy, thank you for being here today and for your commitment to volunteerism, not only, in your past years, but this upcoming next year for 2025. And Las Vegas Realtor members, make sure you remember to vote. Vote starts Monday, August 5th and ends on August 7th at 2 p.m. Be sure to vote.
Yes. Thank you, Lisa.